So when we have a DHS, this unexpected event that caught us off guard, that was emotionally distressing, we automatically enter the first phase, which is known as the conflict active phase. During this phase, there's already going to be an impact somewhere in the brain, and there's already going to be changes initiated in the organ controlled from that area of the brain. But most of the time, we don't feel those symptoms or those changes at the organ level during the first phase or the conflict active phase. The only thing that we experience during that phase is at the psyche level, we're preoccupied with the conflict. We're stressed, we can't get it out of our minds. We're thinking about that comment or that email or that criticism. And at the organ level, because we're stressed, our blood vessels constrict. So we have cold hands and cold feet during that active phase. And you get interrupted sleep and you don't have much of an appetite. It's almost like your entire body is saying, we don't want to be in this stress state. We need you to wake up. You don't have time to eat. We need you to resolve this conflict because we want to get out of this stress state. Now, the moment that conflict gets resolved, you enter the second phase, which is the healing phase. And the thing about a healing phase is, and you know this, whenever we injure ourselves, like you sprain an ankle, fluid will go to the area that's healing in order to protect it while it heals. And so when we resolve these conflicts, we enter the healing phase. Fluid will go to the organ that was affected, and fluid will go to the part of the brain that had that impact. So oftentimes, a lot of the symptoms that we experience, the headaches, the dizziness, the lightheadedness, the swelling, the pain, the inflammation, the discharge, all of these symptoms often show up in the healing phase, which is already when the conflict was resolved. And so this is a really important discovery, the second biological law, the law of the two phases, because most of us have never been taught to look for these two phases. We just assume that you're either healthy, meaning you have no symptoms, and then you're sick, which means you have symptoms. And now, with Dr. Hammer's research, realize that you can already be in a biological program, already be distressed, already be in the conflict active phase, not have much symptoms, actually have a lot of energy, but you've got cold hands, you've got cold feet. So that means you're in the first phase already. And it's when you resolve that conflict that you enter the second phase, which is the healing phase, which is when the symptoms show up. What makes GNM very unique and very different and really revolutionary is that we're able to now understand what's happening at what point during this biological process, right? We're able to identify that I must be in the healing phase if I have swelling, headaches, pain. And if I have cold hands, I'm not sleeping, I don't have much of an appetite, I must be in an active phase. And then we're going to know that, okay, if I'm not sleeping, what happened today at work, in my relationships, in my family that was unexpected and emotionally distressing? So now you can go look for the conflict.